Hello and welcome to another episode of Game Under. This time I'll show you the work I've been doing on Abduxion Ultra, which is an extended version of Abduxion, a game I created in 2021. I've been working on a new upgraded version for my subscribers on Patreon, so what I've been doing is adding lots of lovely upgrades. There are some more joystick options, the high score name entry routine has been fixed so that it uses the selected joystick or redefined keys rather than my own default set. Support has been added for the chroma color interface, not to mention the Quicksilver character board, and then there are changes to the game itself. Firstly, the routine that dumps the back buffer to the screen is faster than before, giving me a little more CPU time to play with. This extra time has been used to add the little green saucer that shoots at the player and to make the mines laid by the mine layer temporary instead of permanent, so in these respects, this is closer to the arcade original of Defender. The explosions have also been improved upon, and I think they look far better than they did before now. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the results using an emulator.
Okay, so let's get this game running. I've got the Quicksilver character board and the chroma settings enabled in 81, which is the emulator I'm using. So here we go, Abduxion Ultra. And there you see the new controls, the new control menu with cursors and the ZX81 joystick in there on top of the keyboard. So yes, the high score table, I fixed the high score name entry routine. In Abduxion, it's still reading my default set of keys that I always use, 2W or 90 and NM, so something like that. So yes, even if you redefine the keys, you have to use my keys to enter your name in the high score table, which is a bit of a pain. Now it just uses whatever control method you used in the game. So here you see some of the characters have been redefined. There's quite a bit of colour there. That was the demo mode. So let's get into the game now. The explosions have been changed. They're a little bit nicer, I think. Look better than the ones did in Abduxion. So let's speed around. Oops. You can see the body snatches. Oh, I got hit by the saucer. There's a little green saucer that comes on, as there is in the arcade original, and it takes a pot shot at you. And it's quite tricky. Incidentally, just for testing purposes, I'm playing this on level 6 here, so that I can test all the extra features and extra code. There you see the saucer got me again, it shot me that time. That's the mine layer. The mines are temporary now, as they are on the, there you go, you can see them disappearing, as they are on the arcade original. In the original Abduxion, they were permanent, and they were a real pain in later levels. Here we go, that's blown him up. Yep. Avoided the saucer that time. Oh, got him. Saucer has a different explosion to the body snatches. The mine layer doesn't really explode when you hit it, and the player's ship has a new explosion as well. There we go. It's white, the saucer's explosion, as these ships have multicoloured explosions. So I've also speeded up the routine that dumps the back screen to the physical screen. I made that work more efficiently. There we go. Only 3 left, so we'll get 1 extra for this level, so we'll have 4 men now. I've tried to go with the colours that were in the arcade version. There we go, got the saucer again. Ooh. Yes, the saucer's completely new. It's the only thing that shoots at you in the game. So yes, I found a little bit of extra CPU time from the dump routine to putting some code to let the mines expire. Ooh. Here I'm just leaving the player where he is and seeing the saucer come along and shoot the player. Can't get much clearer than that. So this game will be going out to my subscribers on Patreon shortly. Ooh.
So let's have a peek at some of the new code. Here are the saucer routines. The first one we see is SBGSC, the routine to store the background cells where the saucer is, so that we can restore them when we come to delete the saucer and move it. Essentially, this calls a routine .add to calculate the cell address at the point where the saucer is, then copies the cells from the two positions somewhere safe so that they can be restored later. Next, we see the routine that displays the saucer. This has to check if the saucer is on the screen first by checking that the vertical position is on the screen. After that, it tests to see if the saucer is exploding, and if so, jumps to that routine. If not, it calculates the address of the cells where the saucer is and puts a pair of half-divoted blocks. The third routine is DLSC, and this deletes the saucer prior to moving it. Essentially, all it does is work out the address where the saucer graphics were displayed and dumps the two background blocks back over them. PSC is the routine to process the saucer and is the largest of these four routines. This routine has the saucer staying away from the player's vertical position while pursuing him, in order to avoid being shot with the laser. When the horizontal position gets within 14 character cells of the player, the saucer then closes in on the player diagonally, firing a shot when on the same horizontal plane. Once the shot is fired, the saucer attempts to leave the play area. This strategy is quite deadly, and the player has to be on his toes to avoid either getting shot or a collision with the saucer. Below that, we have some more routines that handle all the code for the shot that is fired at the player, but those are a lot simpler, so we won't bother too much with those. So there you have it, Abduxion Ultra. That's it for this time. Hopefully, I'll see you again when I have my next game under development. Cheerio! Guys, like, comment, share or subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I also have a Patreon account for those who want to support new Spectrum and ZX81 software development.